Okay, welcome to this episode of Traditional Skills. Today we'll be making some leather grease, or you may know it by the name of dubbing or simply leather conditioner. That's an old traditional recipe I have with all natural ingredients, and it's a bit different from the shoe cream that you can buy from your local store maybe. But first, let's take a look on how to use it, since it's a bit different. Now this grease is a bit different from a shoe cream that you buy, since this is quite hard. And it's because it doesn't have any oils in it. It's only tallow, some tar and some beeswax. And the idea is that you don't use any oil in places where you don't want the leather to be too soft, like in knife sheaths or on my boots. And I want the leather to keep their form without being too soft. Not good for couches or leather jackets maybe, but for boots and sheets and such. And also it makes your boots practically waterproof. And like with any leather conditioner, first clean up your leather. You don't need to wash, just simply brush away any dirt you might have. Now in some cases you might want to wipe it off with some moist rag. But you don't need to wash them. And then you need the leather to be quite warm. At least room temperature, up to 30-40 degrees. So you can either do it in this warm room, sauna. Don't keep too much, just warm. That's enough, just till it feels a bit warm. As you see, this is quite hard, so I like to rub it in with my fingers. It softens the cream or the grease and sucks in the leather. And this you do as long as you see that the leather sucks in the grease. If you want your boots to be watertight, put much grease in the seams. Okay, and then you let your boots sit for an hour or so, overnight if you like, before polishing. Okay, then it's time to simply polish a bit. Now this doesn't give any high gloss to your boots, since it's only beeswax that you will be polishing. So if you want high polish, you add more beeswax to your cream. That gives a good waterproof leather. Okay, here we go. The ingredients first. Main ingredient, tallow. What I like to use is kidney tallow from sheep. That's the purest form of tallow there is. And once you render it and purify it, it never goes rancid. You could use any other kind of tallow also, but I like to use this one since it's very pure, very fine tallow. Another ingredient is beeswax. Now this needs to be cleaned up also. That's that. And the third is good old pine tar. I like to use high quality kiln distilled pine tar. It's the best for the purpose. Or even better it would be if you have access to birch bark tar, but pine tar will do fine. Just look that it's not too thick. So that's our basic ingredients, and we'll start with rendering the tallow, since that's the part that takes most time. It takes a few hours depending on the quality of your tallow. And the process is simply to melt the tallow in slow heat. And the smaller the pieces, the faster you can do it. Shouldn't be bigger than the end of your finger. As said, the smaller the pieces, the faster it goes. And simply toss them in your kettle. Okay, then on the kettle and on low heat, as low as possible, just so that the tallow melts. You don't want to burn the tallow, or you don't want to cook it. So some people like to put some water in so that you wouldn't burn the tallow, but it's good enough if you start with the lowest heat, and then you may raise the heat a little bit later when the tallow starts to melt. So now we just wait. Okay, it's been maybe 20 minutes. Not too warm. But I hope you can see that the tallow starts to melt. So now I can raise the temperature a notch. But still not too hot. I don't want to fry the tallow. So just a slow temperature rise. And then we'll take a look in about an hour again. Alright, it has been about an hour now. Maybe a little bit over. And it starts to look good. As you see, it's mostly tallow. And since it's sizzling, I'm leaving the lid off, so it's water that's still inside the tallow that evaporates. So I'll let it sit another hour and come back to see. Okay, it's been a couple of hours, and as you see, it stopped sizzling, which means that there's no water anymore. And the rest of the tallow starts to turn brown. And as I said, I don't want to fry the tallow, so I'll be cleaning up this now I could maybe squeeze somewhat more out, but I have tallow enough. And this is very good for birds. So what I'll do first is scoop out some bird food here. Birds love this stuff. Okay. And that one will be drained. Oops. And I put even some cloth to get the small particles out. In you go. Oops. Some more. Some water in the drain so it starts sizzling. And there we have it. Pure tallow. If you like, you can purify it also, but for shoe cream that's pure enough. But I can show you how to purify the tallow if you want it exactly pure. Okay, now the tallow has cooled down a bit. I simply pour it in, and then I have my boiled water. And mix it with tallow. So the tallow will rise up on the top, the water stays down, and the impurities will sink down. So we'll wait until it cools down, and we'll see. And while the tallow sits and cools, you can purify the beeswax. Melt it first and purify then. Remember, on low heat. Okay, here's how I purify my beeswax. I have my hot beeswax. I let it cool down so that it's not over 100 degrees Celsius, so that the water won't start to boil. Have my boiled water. And pour in the beeswax. And again, the beeswax rises on top, water down, and impurities will be on the underside of the beeswax, if there are any impurities. Okay, here's our beeswax. That's getting hard. So just try to get it off from the can. Well, that was quite clean. Just a bit. So that's pure beeswax. Okay, the tallow has cooled down and we'll see what happens. Just all in there so I can drain away the water first. Okay, and with a little luck we should get this off. And there we have it. Pure white tallow. There was no impurities in it. Otherwise you would have seen them here in the bottom. So that's pure white tallow. So, to the next step. Okay, I'll just melt again the tallow and beeswax and warm up some tar. Okay, so here's my tallow, here's my beeswax, and the tar. So I'll just mix 10 parts of tallow, 2 parts of beeswax, and a little bit of tar. One, two, so that's 10 parts. And then I add beeswax, 2 parts. So 10 parts. Tallow, 2 parts. Beeswax, and just a couple of spoonfuls of tar. Give it a good stir. And we're ready to go. So then we just let it cool down and see what happens.